Someone in the world develops dementia every 3 seconds. There are over 55 million people worldwide living with dementia in 2020. This number will almost double every 20 years, reaching 78 million in 2030 and 139 million in 2050. Much of the increase will be in developing countries. Already 60% of people with dementia live in low and middle-income countries, but by 2050, this will rise to 71%. The fastest growth in the elderly population is taking place in China, India, and their South Asian and Western Pacific neighbors. 1. The hidden danger of Alzheimer's. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to lose your memory bit by bit? Imagine not recognizing your surroundings or even your loved ones. In this heart-wrenching story, we follow Grandpa Brian, an 85-year-old who has been battling Alzheimer's for 2 decades. His recent disappearance and Miracle Brian's return highlight the grave risks faced by many elderly individuals suffering from this condition. What is depriving elderly people of their memory? Grandpa Brian is 85 years old this year. He started showing signs of Alzheimer's disease 20 years ago, gradually progressing from forgetfulness to being unable to take care of himself. Just earlier this month, while he was sunbathing in the yard, his wife saw him there and, thinking nothing of it, went indoors to do some housework. However, when she finished, Grandpa Brian was no longer in the yard. She panicked, called the police, and informed their children to come help search for him. They spent 2 whole days searching, but he was nowhere to be found. Just as everyone was deeply worried, Grandpa Brian somehow returned home on his own. He looked like a homeless person, dirty all over and extremely hungry. He couldn't even explain how he managed to find his way back. This wasn't the first time Grandpa Brian had gone missing, but it was the longest he had ever been lost. His wife silently resolved never to leave his side again to prevent such a situation from happening. Many elderly people like Grandpa Brian are in similar situations, but not all are as lucky as him to return home after getting lost. What is stealing away the memories of elderly people? Alzheimer's disease has become a serious public health issue, threatening the quality of life. What exactly causes Alzheimer's disease? 2. The role of amyloid plaques and neurofibrillary tangles. Firstly, Alzheimer's is a common and devastating condition, especially among older adults. Knowing what causes it helps us to recognize the early signs and potentially slow down its progression. This is essential because early intervention can make a significant difference in the quality of life for those affected. Amyloid plaques and neurofibrillary tangles are 2 major factors that damage brain cells in Alzheimer's patients. Amyloid plaques form when a toxic protein called amyloid beta peptide builds up in the brain. These plaques disrupt the normal communication between brain cells, which is vital for thinking and memory. On the other hand, neurofibrillary tangles are caused by the abnormal behavior of tau proteins, leading to further brain cell damage and loss of function. Currently, there is no cure for Alzheimer's, but understanding how amyloid plaques and neurofibrillary tangles work can help scientists find ways to prevent or reduce their formation. This could lead to new medications or therapies that might slow the progression of the disease, allowing people to maintain their independence for longer. 3. Major causes of Alzheimer's disease. Did you know that some everyday habits, often considered healthy, might actually increase the risk of developing this condition? In this article, we'll explore surprising factors like dietary habits, napping routines, and cleanliness that could impact brain health. Understanding these can help us make better choices to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Stay with us to uncover the hidden causes of Alzheimer's disease and learn how to reduce your risk effectively. Number 1. Dietary habits and Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a devastating condition that affects memory, thinking, and behavior. It can significantly impact the quality of life, not just for those who have it, but also for their families. Knowing how our eating habits influence the risk of developing this disease can help us make better choices to protect our brain health as we age. Research has found that some so-called good habits might actually be the culprits behind Alzheimer's disease. According to a study in Japan, skipping breakfast is associated with an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Researchers tracked the dietary habits of 525 elderly people over 65 years old for 6 years and found a direct link between skipping breakfast and an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. First, the finding that skipping breakfast increases the risk of Alzheimer's by 4 times is a wake-up call. Many people skip breakfast for various reasons, such as convenience or weight control. However, this research shows that missing this meal can lead to poor nutrition, which may speed up brain aging and decline. For older adults, who already need more nutrients to maintain their health, skipping breakfast can be particularly harmful. Second, the research highlights that frequent snacking and high salt intake are also problematic. Snacks often contain high levels of fat, which can increase cholesterol and contribute to harmful brain changes. Similarly, too much salt can damage blood vessels in the brain, raising blood pressure and leading to brain damage over time. These findings suggest that moderation is key. Enjoying snacks occasionally is fine, but relying on them too much can be risky. Lastly, the study warns against overly strict light diets, which might seem healthy but can lead to vitamin deficiencies. For example, a lack of vitamin B12, essential for nerve cell function, can increase the risk of Alzheimer's. It's important to balance our diets to ensure we get all the necessary nutrients, especially as we get older. Case study: Mrs. Gracie. Mrs. Gracie, aged 45, worked as a cleaner in an insurance company near her home. Over the past 6 months, she experienced several odd incidents. Despite being a skilled cook, she often forgot to add salt to her dishes or mistakenly added it twice. Once, while cooking, she received a phone call and walked away, completely forgetting about the meal and nearly causing a kitchen fire. Her family initially brushed off these incidents, attributing them to her aging memory. However, over the past month, Mrs. Gracie's behavior has become increasingly peculiar. She no longer knows how to use WeChat and struggles with ordinary phone calls. She avoids social interactions and spends each day sitting alone, staring blankly. Concerned by her condition, Mrs. Gracie's husband promptly took her to the hospital for examination. The tests revealed symptoms of brain atrophy, and her score on a simplified cognitive assessment was only 14 points, confirming clinical dementia. This diagnosis surprised both the doctors and her family. After all, Mrs. Gracie is only 45 years old. How could dementia strike her so early? The doctors discovered that Mrs. Gracie had been a vegetarian for about 10 years, strictly avoiding any animal products. This prolonged vegetarian diet had caused a severe deficiency of vitamin B12 in her body, which was likely the main trigger for her dementia. According to research in Australia, there is a direct link between Alzheimer's disease and vitamin D deficiency. A study conducted by the University of South Australia analyzed data from over 290,000 participants in the UK Biobank. They found that increasing vitamin D intake to normal levels could prevent 17.7% of Alzheimer's disease cases. Researchers believe that vitamin D, as a hormone precursor, has broad effects on the body, including brain health. Number 2. The impact of excessive napping on Alzheimer's disease. Recent studies highlight the link between excessive daytime napping and an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Researchers in the United States conducted a long-term study involving 1,65 elderly people with an average age of 81. Among these participants, 8 on 12 had some form of cognitive impairment. Over 14 years, researchers monitored their nap frequencies using wristwatches. The study found that those who napped for more than an hour a day had a 40% higher risk of developing Alzheimer's disease compared to those who napped for less than an hour. This significant increase in risk raises concerns about the potential dangers of excessive napping. So, why does excessive napping increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease? Recent research shows that daytime napping is linked to the overaccumulation of toxic proteins in the brain. These proteins can impair the brain regions responsible for wakefulness, leading to cognitive decline and eventually Alzheimer's disease. While these findings are alarming, it's important to understand that not all napping is harmful. In fact, moderate napping can be beneficial for brain health. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society in 2016 found that taking a 1-hour nap after lunch improved cognitive performance in older adults. This study compared individuals who did not nap or napped for shorter or longer periods and found that those who took a 1-hour nap performed better on cognitive tests. In conclusion, while excessive napping can increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease, moderate napping has its benefits. It's crucial for older adults to find a balance in their napping habits. A short nap can provide the rest needed without the risk associated with longer naps. Understanding these findings can help in making informed decisions about sleep habits to promote better brain health as we age. Number 3. Excessive cleanliness. The main point of the message is that excessive cleanliness can increase the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. While keeping a tidy home is beneficial, overdoing it with cleaning can have negative effects on our health, particularly our immune system and brain function. Immune system development. Our immune systems need to encounter small amounts of bacteria to develop properly. These bacteria help our immune system learn to defend our bodies against harmful pathogens. If our environment is too clean, our immune system doesn't get the necessary stimuli to grow stronger and more effective. Impact of overcleanliness. When we live in an overly clean environment, our exposure to various microorganisms is limited. This reduction in exposure can lead to decreased activity of body tissues and organs. In simpler terms, our bodies become less active in fighting off infections, leading to weaker overall immunity. A weakened immune system might not be able to protect the brain effectively, potentially accelerating nerve degeneration and increasing the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Risks of excessive use of cleaning agents. Using disinfectants, antibiotics, and other cleaning substances too frequently can kill not only harmful bacteria but also beneficial ones. These good bacteria are important because they activate our immune functions. Without them, our immune system doesn't get the practice it needs to stay strong. This can leave us more vulnerable to diseases and infections. It's essential to maintain a balance when it comes to cleanliness. A clean home is important, but overdoing it can backfire. Moderate exposure to bacteria and microorganisms is crucial for our immune system to function correctly. By allowing our immune system to encounter these external stimuli, we help it grow stronger, which can protect our overall health and potentially reduce the risk of diseases like Alzheimer's. In summary, cleanliness is good, but moderation is key to maintaining a healthy immune system and overall well-being. If you find these stories inspiring and they motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time. 4. Early signs of Alzheimer's disease. Doctors remind you to be vigilant about 10 early signs of Alzheimer's disease. Early signs of Alzheimer's disease can be traced. When these symptoms appear in elderly people around you, prompt medical attention is necessary. 1. Decreased ability to learn new things. As people age, learning new skills can become harder. However, a sudden and noticeable decline might be a sign of Alzheimer's. 2. Inability to shop independently. Shopping is a common task that most people handle without much thought. If an older adult suddenly finds it difficult to shop alone, this could be a warning sign. 3. Difficulty in personal financial planning. Managing finances requires concentration and memory. Difficulty with tasks like paying bills or balancing a checkbook can indicate cognitive decline. 4. Noticeable. Decline in memory. Forgetting recent events, names, or places frequently is one of the most well-known signs of Alzheimer's. 5. Repetitive questioning. Asking the same questions over and over despite getting answers is a key symptom. 6. Inability to express thoughts clearly. Struggling to find the right words or follow a conversation can be a sign of Alzheimer's. 7. Loss of interest in previous hobbies. A sudden lack of interest in activities once enjoyed can be alarming. 8. Significant changes in personality. Drastic changes in behavior or mood swings might be noticeable. 9. Avoidance of social activities. Withdrawing from friends and social activities can indicate discomfort or confusion. 10. Reluctance to talk to family and friends. Avoiding conversations might happen due to difficulty in expressing thoughts or fear of embarrassment. 11. Forgetting the way home. Getting lost in familiar places is a significant warning sign. 12. Forgetting specific times and seasons. Confusion about the time of day, year, or even the season is common. 13. Significant emotional fluctuations. Frequent anxiety, depression, or irritability can be symptoms. 14. Difficulty handling ordinary housework. Struggling with everyday tasks like cooking or cleaning might indicate cognitive decline. Being aware of these signs can help in seeking timely medical advice. Early diagnosis and intervention can improve the quality of life for those affected by Alzheimer's. If you notice these signs in someone you care about, encourage them to see a doctor. Early detection is key to managing the disease effectively. 5. Living habits to prevent Alzheimer's. Preventing Alzheimer's disease is all about making small but significant changes in your daily life. Two important areas to focus on are your diet and your mental activities. First, let's talk about your diet. Eating fish is highly recommended because fish is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These fats are particularly good for your brain. Research has shown that omega-3s, especially DHA, can help reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease. DHA helps in keeping the brain healthy and slowing down any progression of Alzheimer's if it starts. To get enough DHA, you can eat fish like salmon or sardines. Including these fish in your meals a few times a week can make a big difference in your brain health. Next, let's consider mental exercises. Playing games like Sudoku is not just fun, it's also a great way to keep your brain sharp. Sudoku puzzles challenge your brain and improve your cognitive functions. When you regularly engage in such brain-stimulating activities, you strengthen your brain and potentially lower your risk of Alzheimer's. Think of it as a workout for your mind. Just like physical exercise keeps your body fit, mental exercises keep your brain in good shape. To sum it up, preventing Alzheimer's involves paying attention to what you eat and keeping your brain active. By including fish rich in omega-3s in your diet and regularly playing brain games like Sudoku, you can take proactive steps towards maintaining a healthy brain. These simple changes in your lifestyle can have a lasting impact on your overall brain health, helping you stay mentally sharp as you age. It's never too late to start making these healthy choices for a brighter, healthier future. 6. Can Alzheimer's and dementia be prevented? Alzheimer's is a complex disease with multiple risk factors. Some, like your age and genetics, are outside your control. However, there are 7 pillars for a brain-healthy lifestyle that are within your control. 1. Regular exercise. 2. Social engagement. 3. Healthy diet. 4. Mental stimulation. 5. Quality sleep. 6. Stress management. 7. Vascular health. Experts now believe that the risk of Alzheimer's is not limited to old age, but in fact can start in the brain long before symptoms are detected, often in middle age. That means that it's never too early to start taking care of your brain health. The more you strengthen each of the 7 pillars in your daily life, the longer and stronger your brain will stay working. You'll also be better able to reduce your risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and other types of dementia, or delay the onset of more severe symptoms. Pillar 1. Regular exercise. According to the Alzheimer's Research and Prevention Foundation, regular physical exercise can reduce your risk of developing Alzheimer's disease by up to 50%. What's more, exercise can also slow further deterioration in those who have already started to develop cognitive problems. Exercise protects against Alzheimer's and other types of dementia by stimulating the brain's ability to maintain old connections as well as make new ones. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise each week. The ideal plan involves a combination of cardio exercise and strength training. Good activities for beginners include walking and swimming. Build muscle to pump up your brain. Moderate levels of weight and resistance training not only increase muscle mass, they help you maintain brain health. For those over 65, adding 2-3 strength sessions to your weekly routine may cut your risk of Alzheimer's in half. Include balance and coordination exercises. Head injuries from falls are an increasing risk as you age, which in turn increase your risk for Alzheimer's disease and dementia. As well as protecting your head when you exercise, wearing a sports helmet when cycling, for example, balance and coordination exercises can help you stay agile and avoid spills. Try yoga, tai chi, or exercises using balance balls. Tips for starting and sticking with an exercise plan. If you've been inactive for a while, starting an exercise program can be intimidating. But remember, a little exercise is better than none. In fact, adding just modest amounts of physical activity to your weekly routine can have a profound effect on your health. Choose activities you enjoy and start small. A 10-minute walk a few times a day, for example, and allow yourself to gradually build up your momentum and self-confidence. Pillar 2. Social engagement. Human beings are highly social creatures. We don't thrive in isolation, and neither do our brains. Staying socially engaged may even protect against symptoms of Alzheimer's disease and dementia in later life, so make developing and maintaining a strong network of friends a priority. You don't need to be a social butterfly or the life of the party, but you do need to regularly connect face-to-face with someone who cares about you and makes you feel heard. While many of us become more isolated as we get older, it's never too late to meet others and develop new friendships. Volunteer. Join a club or social group. Visit your local community center or senior center. Take group classes, such as at the gym or a community college. Get to know your neighbors. Make a weekly date with friends. Get out. Go to the park, museums, and other public places. Pillar 3. Healthy diet. In Alzheimer's disease, inflammation and insulin resistance injure neurons and inhibit communication between brain cells. Alzheimer's is sometimes described as diabetes of the brain, and a growing body of research suggests a strong link between metabolic disorders and the signal processing systems. By adjusting your eating habits, however, you can help reduce inflammation and protect your brain. Manage your weight. Extra pounds are a risk factor for Alzheimer's disease and other types of dementia. A major study found that people who were overweight in midlife were twice as likely to develop Alzheimer's down the line, and those who were obese had 3 times the risk. Losing weight can go a long way to protecting your brain. Cut down on sugar. Sugary foods and refined carbs such as white flour, white rice, and pasta can lead to dramatic spikes in blood sugar, which inflame your brain. Watch out for hidden sugar in all kinds of packaged foods, from cereals and bread to pasta sauce, and low or no-fat products. Enjoy a Mediterranean diet. Several epidemiological studies show that eating a Mediterranean diet dramatically reduces the risk of decline from cognitive impairment and Alzheimer's disease. That means plenty of vegetables, beans, whole grains, fish, and olive oil, and limited processed food. Get plenty of omega-3 fats. Evidence suggests that the DHA found in these healthy fats may help prevent Alzheimer's disease and dementia by reducing beta-amyloid plaques. Food sources include cold water fish such as salmon, tuna, trout, mackerel, seaweed, and sardines. You can also supplement with fish oil. Stock up on fruit and vegetables. When it comes to fruits and vegetables, the more the better. Eat up across the color spectrum to maximize protective antioxidants and vitamins, including green leafy vegetables, berries, and cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli. Cook at home often. By cooking at home, you can ensure that you're eating fresh, wholesome meals that are high in brain-healthy nutrients and low in sugar, salt, unhealthy fat, and additives. Drink only in moderation. While there appear to be brain benefits in consuming red wine in moderation, heavy alcohol consumption can dramatically raise the risk of Alzheimer's and accelerate brain aging. Pillar 4. Mental stimulation. It's important to continue learning new things and challenging your brain throughout life. Whether you're looking to prevent the onset of dementia or delay its progression, when it comes to your brain, the key is to use it or lose it. In the groundbreaking NIH ACTIVE study, older adults who received as few as 10 sessions of mental training not only improved their cognitive functioning and daily activities in the months after the training, but continued to show long-lasting improvements 10 years later. Activities involving multiple tasks or requiring communication, interaction, and organization offer the greatest benefits. Set aside time each day to stimulate your brain. Learn something new. Study a foreign language, practice a musical instrument, or learn to paint or sew. One of the best ways to take up a new hobby is to sign up for a class and then schedule regular times for practicing. The greater the novelty, complexity, and challenge, the greater the benefit. Raise the bar for an existing activity. If you're not keen on learning something new, you can still challenge your brain by increasing your skills and knowledge of something you already do. For example, if you can play the piano and don't want to learn a new instrument, commit to learning a new piece of music or improving how well you play your favorite piece. Practice memorization techniques. For example, make up a sentence in which the first letter of each word represents the initial of what you want to remember, such as using the sentence, "Every good boy does fine," to memorize the notes of the treble clef E, G, B, D, and F. Creating rhymes and patterns can strengthen your memory connections. Enjoy strategy games, puzzles, and riddles. Brain teasers and strategy games provide a great mental workout and build your capacity to form and retain cognitive associations. Do a crossword puzzle, play board games, cards, or word and number games such as Scrabble or Sudoku. Follow the road less traveled. Take a new route or eat with your non-dominant hand. Vary your habits regularly to create new brain pathways. Pillar 5. Quality sleep. There are a number of links between poor sleep patterns and the development of Alzheimer's and dementia. Some studies have emphasized the importance of quality sleep for flushing out toxins in the brain. Others have linked poor sleep to higher levels of beta-amyloid in the brain, a sticky protein that can further disrupt the deep sleep necessary for memory formation. If nightly sleep deprivation is slowing your thinking and/or affecting your mood, you may be at greater risk of developing or deteriorating symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. To help improve your sleep, establish a regular sleep schedule. Going to bed and getting up at the same time reinforces your natural circadian rhythms. Your brain's clock responds to regularity. Set the mood. Reserve your bed for sleep and sex and ban television and computers from the bedroom. Both are stimulating and may lead to difficulties falling asleep. Create a relaxing bedtime ritual. Take a hot bath. Do some light stretches, listen to relaxing music, or dim the lights. As it becomes habit, your nightly ritual will send a powerful signal to your brain that it's time for deep, restorative sleep. Quiet your inner chatter. When stress, anxiety, or worrying keeps you awake, get out of bed. Try reading or relaxing in another room for 20 minutes, then hop back in. Get screened for sleep apnea. If you've received complaints about your snoring, you may want to get tested for sleep apnea, a potentially dangerous condition where breathing is disrupted during sleep. Treatment can make a huge difference in both your health and sleep quality. Pillar 6. Stress management. Chronic or persistent stress can take a heavy toll on the brain, leading to shrinkage in a key memory area, hampering nerve cell growth, and increasing the risk of Alzheimer's disease and dementia. Yet simple stress management tools can minimize its harmful effects and protect your brain. Breathe. Quiet your stress response with deep abdominal breathing. Restorative breathing is powerful, simple, and free. Schedule daily relaxation activities. Keeping stress under control requires regular effort. Learning relaxation techniques such as meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, or yoga can help you unwind and reverse the damaging effects of stress. Nourish inner peace. Regular meditation, prayer, reflection, and religious practice may immunize you against the damaging effects of stress. Make fun a priority. All work and no play is not good for your stress levels or your brain. Make time for leisure activities that bring you joy, whether it be stargazing, playing the piano, or working on your bike. Keep your sense of humor. This includes the ability to laugh at yourself. The act of laughing helps your body fight stress. Pillar 7. Vascular health. There's more and more evidence to indicate that what's good for your heart is also good for your brain. Maintaining your cardiovascular health can be crucial in protecting your brain and lowering your risk for different types of dementia, including Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia. And of course, addressing heart health issues can also help you to lower your risk for a future heart attack or stroke. Control your blood pressure. Hypertension or high blood pressure is strongly associated with an increased risk of dementia. High blood pressure can damage tiny blood vessels in the parts of the brain responsible for cognition and memory. The latest American Heart Association guidelines class blood pressure readings of 130/80 mmHg and above as the start of high blood pressure. Check your blood pressure at home. A study in the Netherlands found that a large variation in blood pressure readings over a period of years was associated with an increased risk of dementia. Inexpensive monitors that wrap around your upper arm can help you keep track of your blood pressure throughout the day and pick up on any variations. Some devices even send the results to your phone so you can easily track your readings or share them with your doctor. Take any medication your doctor recommends. Research from Johns Hopkins found that those prescribed antihypertensive medication to control high blood pressure lowered their dementia risk by about a third. Don't ignore low blood pressure. While it affects far fewer of us, low blood pressure, hypotension, can also reduce blood flow to the brain. While the American Heart Association offers no specific measurement for when blood pressure is considered too low, symptoms such as dizziness, blurred vision, and unsteadiness when standing may indicate a problem. Make healthy diet and lifestyle changes. Exercising, trimming your waistline, lowering your stress, and reducing your salt, caffeine, and alcohol intake can all help to lower your blood pressure. Try to cut back on takeout, canned, and processed food which tend to be high in sodium, and replace them with fresh vegetables and fruit. The DASH diet for lowering blood pressure. The dietary approaches to stop hypertension, or DASH diet, is a specially designed eating plan to help you lower your blood pressure. When combined with a reduction in salt, the DASH diet may help lower your blood pressure without the need for medication. See Get More Help below. Other vascular health tips. Watch your cholesterol levels. Studies also suggest there may be a connection between high cholesterol and Alzheimer's and dementia, especially having high cholesterol levels in midlife. Improving your levels can be good for both your brain and your heart. Stop smoking. Smoking is one of the most preventable risk factors for Alzheimer's disease and dementia. One study found that smokers over the age of 65 have a nearly 80% higher risk of Alzheimer's than those who have never smoked. When you stop smoking, the brain benefits from improved circulation almost immediately. 7. Women and Alzheimer's risk. Women are about twice as likely as men to develop Alzheimer's disease. Researchers believe this higher risk can be linked to a decrease in fertility and the onset of menopause in middle age. As a woman, the drop in estrogen not only triggers symptoms such as hot flashes and night sweats, but it can also affect your brain. Since estrogen protects brain cells from aging, a large decrease during menopause may make you more vulnerable to Alzheimer's later in life. Hormone replacement therapy can carry risks, but there's evidence to suggest that taking supplemental estrogen before menopause may help lower your chances of developing dementia. Using the 7 pillars in middle age can also be beneficial, especially adopting a healthy diet. Eating foods rich in antioxidants such as fruit, leafy green vegetables, and nuts may help protect your brain, while flax seeds, soy, nuts, red wine, and fruits such as strawberries, peaches, and apricots can help naturally boost estrogen levels. While research into the menopause-Alzheimer's link is still at an early stage, the more preventative steps you can start taking in your 40s and 50s, or even earlier, the more you'll lower your risk of developing Alzheimer's as you age. If you find these stories inspiring and they motivate you to take action, please comment 9. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Thank you for your valuable time.